Hello, this is Sheshachalam from Astroguide Mysore. I'll be continuing the subject of Daridra Yogas, and this is with regard to a malefic planet placed in the ascendant. A very clear definition is there in this Daridra Yoga that malefics other than the ninth and the 10th lords. So people will be asking that how come ninth and 10th lord can be malefic? Because one is the Bhagyasthana Adipati, the other one is Karmasthana Adipati. It can be. I'll just take a small example after I explain the definition. Malefics other than the ninth or the 10th lord, ninth or the 10th lord in the ascendant. That is, other than the ninth lord and the 10th lord, the malefics, let us say the 6th lord, the 8th lord, the 12th lord, or the malefic for that particular ascendant is placed in the ascendant conjunct or aspected. I have just written in the other way around. Aspected or conjunct with by the Maraka. Aspected by a Marakesh or conjunct with a Marakesh. What is a Maraka? The second lord or the seventh lord for any given ascendant is defined as a Maraka. He gets the signification to destabilize, totally destroy. So that is what is the job of a Maraka. So let us take a small example here. I will take a classic example, a typical example. I am taking the example of Aries ascendant. So Aries ascendant. Here, the ninth house falls in the sign of Sagittarius and the 10th house falls in the sign of Capricorn. So, the ninth lord becomes Jupiter. It is Jupiter. And the 10th lord is Saturn. So, very clearly, malefics other than the ninth or the 10th. That means if Jupiter is placed in Aries, it's a fantastic Raja Yoga. But whereas when Saturn is placed in Aries, Saturn is a malefic to Aries, no doubt, and it gets debilitated in Aries. Yes, so it's a double negative of Saturn placed in the sign of Aries, but very clearly it does not get listed down under Daridra Yoga because very clearly it is said the ninth or the 10th lord other than the ninth or the 10th lord, that means these fellows are to be exempted. And we see the malefics now. We should first know how to ascertain the list of malefics for any given ascendant. So, people will now ask me that 11th lord Saturn becomes a malefic to Aries. So, why can't we count it as 11th lord sitting in the Lagna rather than the 10th lord? But now it is sharing its position of lordship with the 10th and the 11th houses. So, Saturn being placed in the Aries and debilitated in the ascendant will nullify and not qualify for Daridra Yoga. So, now, then who are the malefics here? The Maraka there is only one Maraka for Aries, that is the second lord or the seventh lord, both are same, that is Venus. So Marakesh has been defined. The malefic, then if Saturn is not considered, Jupiter is not considered, being the 12th and the 9th lord, again the 9th lord and the 12th lord are sharing lordships, so again it gets cancelled. Mars being the ascendant lord cannot become a malefic, though it is the 8th lord. It's a very typical ascendant. That's why I'm trying to tell you that how the dual lordship will actually matter here. And Venus has already been considered as a Marakesh. It is a malefic for this ascendant, no doubt. Moon and Sun are excellent benefics for this particular ascendant. Moon and Sun, that is the Lord of Cancer and the Lord of Leo. The only malefic, a prime malefic for Aries is Mercury, which owns Gemini and Virgo. So, in Aries, if we have in the Aries ascendant, if we have this combination, that is the combination of Mercury and Venus, because Venus is the Marakesh, and Mercury is in the ascendant. It cannot be, Venus cannot be aspecting it here, because we know that Venus and Mercury are always close together. They cannot be at 1/7 from each other. It's impossible. So that is because Mercury can be at most from Sun 28 degrees, and Venus can be at most from Sun at 48 degrees approx. I'm not that good at mathematics, but still. So when we add these two, we get 76, 2 plus 4, 6 plus 6, 60 plus 76 degrees. 76 degrees, it is not 180 degrees. It is very much less than 180 degrees. So that means they cannot never be 1/7 from each other. So that means there is only one position where they can influence each other. And for Aries ascendant, just an example, that Mercury and Venus in the ascendant can give rise to Daridra Yoga, which will make a person unnecessarily fall prey to speculation. They feel that they are very intelligent. They think that they are intelligent, not feel. They think that they are intelligent, and whatever you advise them, they will get attracted towards speculation, gambling, or urgent decision making, going into bad decisions, and that might give them a fall in many things, in even profession, in business. They may go under a loss. And when will this happen? This can happen in the dasha period of Mercury and Venus, or Venus and Mercury. Not always. So that doesn't mean that people having Daridra Yoga will always be in the same level of being penniless, on the road, cashless. They don't have the money at all, and they are totally bankrupt. Nothing like that. People will be well to do, and suddenly things will happen that they get into unnecessary problems and they go bankrupt. So this is an example for Daridra Yoga, where malefics are in the ascendant. Just like that, let us now see if there is, for any other ascendant, how to decide the malefics. Just to, give some clarity. Just wiping it off with my hand. I don't know why I'm doing this, but still. Okay. I should have had the duster here. Okay. So, done. So, let me take any other ascendant. Let me take Capricorn. Other than the 9th and the 10th Lord. So, which is the 9th Lord? Mercury, 10th Lord, Venus. These both are good fellows. So this Mercury sitting in the ascendant or Venus sitting in the ascendant will not give rise to any problem. Anyway, for this particular ascendant, for Capricorn, Venus and Mercury are all Raja Yoga Karakas. Venus is a absolute Yoga Karaka, being the 5th and the 10th Lord. And Mercury is a partial Yoga Karaka because it is also the 6th Lord and the 9th Lord. But still, these people are out of the difficulties now. And they don't come into the game. So the Maraka, Saturn itself becomes the Maraka here, but it will not be considered as it is the ascendant Lord. The 7th Lord, Moon, becomes the Maraka. It alone doesn't have the strength to inflict difficulties, but now the Daridra Yoga speaks that if Moon is along with or aspecting a malefic sitting in this ascendant. So who is a malefic for this? Jupiter. Jupiter is a malefic for this, though it is considered friend or a neutral kind of a thing because it's the 12th Lord. But still, Jupiter is a malefic because it becomes debilitated in the ascendant. And Mars is a malefic. being the fourth and the 11th Lord, Mars is a malefic. So there are two, uh, who are malefic for this. Even we can also consider Sun as a malefic. So I will rule this Jupiter out because it is a generally taken as a benefic planet on a what we call as a natural benefic. But these two are prime malefics for this ascendant. Why? Because one is the eighth lord, the lord of Leo, Sun. The other one is the fourth and 11th lord. So the placement of either Mars, Moon, or Sun and Moon, the Amavasya, or very near to Amavasya, it might be Pratami. So gives rise to difficulties to the native, which will be as severe as becoming bankrupt, going into poverty, sudden losses. Because in this particular Dasha Bhukti of either Mars and Moon or either Moon and Sun, this native can go through Daridra Yoga. So thank you very much for today's class. I hope I have explained it to you in detail, but there's a lot of modifications, transformations, trying to understand the real karakatva of the planet depending on what lagna we are going to take to analyze. So thank you very much for today's class.